Hey guys, hope you all have been well and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a very different video. It's not even beauty related, it's not weight loss related, it is related to a lot of questions that I get. I often get questions like, what ethnicity are you? Where are you from? What are you? And I've always said what I normally say to anyone that asks me that question, and it's I'm Chamorro from the Northern Mariana Islands, but that's just like a very vague explanation of where I'm from and who I am, because there's a lot that goes into the people of these islands. There's quite a bit of history. I'm not well versed in it, but I will tell you what I know. So a couple months ago, I did sign up to receive a 23andMe packet or kit so that I can, spit in the tube. And I did get the results a few months back. This has been on my video to-do list for the longest. For most of the people in the world, they have no idea where I'm from. They usually think I'm saying Spain. I come from a tiny group of islands out in the Pacific. It's about, I think, 7 hours from or west of Hawaii, and then about 3.5 southeast of Japan. And the people, the indigenous people that live or come from our islands are called Chamorro people. So from my knowledge of NMI history, which I wasn't really good at, I should know more about my culture, but here's just a brief background of our people. So from what I know, the people of Southeast Asia, way back when, the Austronesian people, I believe they're called, had migrated and settled on our islands. And then after that, we had the Spanish occupancy for quite some time, which is why our language is very Spanish based and our last names are predominantly Spanish. After the Spanish occupancy, we were occupied by the Germans for a little bit, the Japanese, and then now we are a US territory. So I do have a US passport. For people who are wondering like what I used to travel, I do own a US passport. And with that, we're gonna segue straight into my 23andMe results. My globe is pretty colorful, which surprised me. Before I got my results, my honest thoughts were I was gonna be at least between 95 to like 98% Austronesian, because that's just all I've known, and there was going to be like a small percentage of Spanish heritage, because on my mom's side she says her mother is Spanish, and a lot of my cousins on my mom's side, there's quite a few of them with really light hair, and they have like either hazel or gray eyes. So I'm just kind of like, maybe it's true. It doesn't show up with me and my brothers, but it's there on my mom's side of the family. So my breakdown goes: East Asian and Native American is 79.7%. That I expected. I knew that that was going to be a very high percentage, the biggest percentage, and the bulk of that being Filipino and Austronesian, which is at 61.2%, and the main focal area is Guam. I believe it breaks it down in terms of like the intensity of where your heritage comes from. It does show Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands where I live, and the Philippines, but Guam is at the top. So I don't know if that means, or from my understanding from what other people have done in their results, has said that whatever shows up at the top is the highest of intensity in terms of your ancestry. So I'm guessing my ancestors settled first in Guam. So that lives up to my main thoughts of being predominantly Austronesian or of Austronesian descent. That's good, knowing that a good chunk of me comes from the native people of our islands. That makes me very proud. I am very proud. 6% is Indonesian, Thai, I don't know how to pronounce that word, Khmer. So again, it adds to the Southeast Asian descent. Then I have 5% Native American, specifically from Mexico. I did not expect to be Native American whatsoever, even though between like the trading routes in our history, Mexico was involved, but I just didn't think it would even show up. So I am 5% Native American from Mexico. I am 1.8% Japanese. and then 2.4% broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian, and then 1.3% broadly Northern Asian and Native American, 0.4% broadly Japanese and Korean. In the older version of this, I had a separation between Japanese and Korean heritage, but now it's combined, so it said that I was 0.9% Japanese, and then I believe 0.8% Korean. And then 1.5% is broadly East Asian and Native American. And then the next biggest percentage is European. I am 15.4% European. This percentage, again, is a lot more than I expected. So when I was telling my mom, she's kind of like, what? Because that means that either her or my dad combined, they have a bigger percentage of European as ancestry. So I think it's pretty cool that even as far removed as we are, the European side still shows up in our ancestry. I am 7.7% Iberian, so that's the Portugal, Spain area, which makes sense, again, because of our Spanish background. And I'm gonna say that that's from Spain. It doesn't specify where, but given our history, I'm guessing that's Spain. Then I am 0.6% Ashkenazi Jewish. This freaked my brother out. It's 0.6%. It's almost nothing, but still it's pretty cool to see that I have some sort of ancestry there. Then the other breakdowns is 6.2% broadly Southern European. Again, that area, it's just a little bit, broader. But again, I'm still thinking that's just Spanish. Then the rest of it is broadly Northwestern European, and then broadly European at 1.3%. Then moving down, it is my South Asian percentage at 1.4%, and it just says broadly South Asian. So kind of like, is it India, Afghanistan, Bangladesh? I'm guessing it's that area. That threw me off. I did not expect that to show up in my DNA, but it did. And then following that is my Sub-Saharan African heritage, and that is 0.6%. Can someone let me know that's a little bit more familiar with this and explain? I know it says that we all can be traced back to one lady in Africa, but I'm also seeing that other people who have taken this get 100% something, like the African ancestry doesn't show up in their DNA. Does anyone know how that works? Like why it shows up in some and not in others, if supposedly we're all from or come from the same person? Am I getting it wrong? Anyways, that 0.6% is broadly Congolese and Southern East African, which is pretty cool. I know it's not a full percent, but that's pretty cool. Moving down, I am 0.4% broadly Melanesian. I think that was to be expected because the Austronesian people, it's all kind of related in a way. So Melanesian does show up in my DNA. And finally, at 0.2%, I am broadly West Asian and or North African. There is a 2.2% unassigned, which means you can't exactly pinpoint where that comes from, but hopefully as they collect more data from different places, we'll be able to figure that 2.2 out. For now, I am sure that I am part Harry Potter and the House of Gryffindor. That's what I'm telling myself. Most people go with unicorn, but I'd much rather be related to Harry Potter. This just goes to show that there's a lot to be learned about the people of this area. I'm reaching out. All of you people from our islands, or even have some sort of heritage from our islands, to please take this test and share your results with me. I'm very interested. I've always wanted to know my background, as far as my ancestry is concerned, because I've always just known myself as Chamorro, but what does that mean? I never really knew because my parents are not familiar with it as well. They grew up knowing that they were Chamorro. If you have taken this test, could you please share with me your results? And even if you're not from here and you'd like to share your results, please let me know. It really piques my interest when we talk about like ancestry, because now that I know mine, it makes me want to learn more about the people from here and see how their ancestry breakdown goes, how similar we are and how different we can be. Like, I'm sure some people have German heritage here on this island. They have like German last names, but I don't have any German heritage. So just to see the diversity of the people in this area would be really awesome. So that concludes this video. I hope it answers all of your questions about who I am and kind of, you know, dives into a little bit more of detail in the background of my culture and my people and where I'm from. And if you've made it this far into the video and enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate if you could click that red subscribe button down below, and also click that notification bell, I think it's called, if you'd like to be updated with any new videos that come out. And again, if you guys like this makeup look, go ahead and check me out on Instagram, link down below, if you're interested in the makeup products that I use to put this look together. And remember that regardless of any type of video that I do, I will always list my makeup items over there, so check me out. I hope you all enjoy this video. Until the next video, which will be, I think, a get ready with me with colorful eyeshadows. Wish me luck. Till that video, I hope you all are doing well, taking really good care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye guys.